Where, were, weren't, weird, we're. How do we pronounce them? How do we get our listener to understand which one of these words we're actually saying? Let's learn it in today's British pronunciation lesson with ETJ English. Hi, I'm Elliott from ETJ English. I've actually been asked this in my direct messages on Instagram, in my comments on Instagram, on my comments of my YouTube videos, basically everywhere people have been asking me about these words. Now we're about to get into the lesson, but please remember, I teach my accent. My accent is what you would call a modern, modified version of the RP received pronunciation. There are so many different accents, don't be afraid to choose a different one. This is just one accent which people seem to like, and I teach it. So I think it's best to start with the word where. Where. Now, two things to understand here. It has a W sound at the beginning, which many non-natives find difficult to pronounce. It depends what part of the world you're from, but some areas and some students who've joined my course pronounce the W at the beginning of where with a bit of a V sound, and it kind of becomes where. The main thing to try and do is to pull the tongue back slightly, but bend the tip of the tongue down into the bottom of the mouth, all whilst creating a very small round shape with your mouth. So, small round shape, but I'm also pushing the tip of the tongue down, which is pulling the back of the tongue back. W, and release. And all you have left now is one more sound. Technically it's two sounds because it's a diphthong, which means it's two vowels pushed together, but it becomes one sound, and this sound is air. So we're starting with the tongue at the front of the mouth, eh. And because the tongue is in the middle and at the front of the mouth, our lips will slightly smile, like in Elliott, eh, okay? So, we. Start with that, we. Now, all I want you to do is slightly pull the tongue back, air, and see how my facial expression changes from a smiling shape to a more neutral shape. This is because I'm pulling the tongue back to the middle of the mouth slightly, which causes less of a smile in the mouth. So, air. Now try it with me with the W at the beginning. Where. So it's actually very common now in modern English, and I'll leave this up to you. You don't have to do this, but what I tend to do, and most people I know who are very well-spoken English speakers, what they tend to do is just pronounce it as one sound instead of the two pushed together. And it kind of just becomes where. So that's okay if you're talking fast. But, you know, if you want to go for that more traditional received pronunciation, you will want to finish with that schwa sound very clearly at the end. Where. So just to give you a practice sentence with some intonation, let's say, where did he go? Where did he go? So remember, you can either say, where did he go? Or you could talk a bit faster, reduce that diphthong and turn it into where. Where did he go? Where did he go? Next, now it's time to talk about the word were. So again, we know now how to pronounce the W sound. Watch my mouth again. Were. So what am I doing after the W? I'm opening my mouth. How's my tongue position? Were. It's kind of in the middle of my mouth, bending up slightly, and I'm producing the sounds. Again, we're not pronouncing the letter R. And just so you know, this word is very, very often pronounced in its weak form. Now, its weak form is W. For example, instead of saying, where were you? I could say, where were you? Where were you? Where were you? Now, this is because the word were maybe isn't very important in this sentence, so I'm going to relax it. Where and you were the more important words here, so the word were can be relaxed, and instead of being pronounced in its true form, we can pronounce it as were. This would mean it's become a function word. Where were you? Or practice it as where were you? Now, this can also change the meaning. When we're not stressing were, it doesn't sound quite as serious. Where were you? Where were you? But when I say, where were you? Because I'm stressing the word were and I'm saying it in its true form, I sound a bit more serious. I'm putting more of a primary stress on the word were. It sounds like I really want to know, where were you? Where were you? This is probably how someone would speak if they were quite angry with someone. They wanted to know where they'd gone. And next we're talking about the word we're. This is probably the most difficult one of the words that we're learning today. We're. Again, look at my mouth. We're starting with the w. That never changes, okay? It's all about the sound afterwards. Now, we have another diphthong. So the tongue lifts to the top of the mouth at the front, and then it moves down to the middle of the mouth. Ear, ear, ear. Look at the smile on my face and how it suddenly becomes neutral again because my tongue's moving back to the middle of my mouth, just like at the beginning of this lesson. We're. Try it a bit faster now. We're. Now for a bonus, let's add a D on the end, shall we? And turn it into weird instead of we're. I have many students join my course who have a very big problem with pronouncing consonants at the end of words. So maybe they're trying to say to me that I'm weird, or that something is weird, or that they are weird, or they saw a weird man walking down the street. But they say, oh, there's a weird man walking down the street. A weird man. It's very important, and please remember this, guys, to pronounce your consonants at the end of your words whenever you can. So for the d sound, you have to create some pressure. Push your tongue against the top of your mouth. Weird, weird. We're weird people. We're weird people. We're weird people. So again, we're can kind of become w. We're weird people. If we're talking really, really fast, you will find that natives sometimes relax a word like we're even more. So it's already shortened because it's supposed to be we are. And then we're turning it into we're. Okay, but then we can also pronounce it as w when we're talking really, really, really fast. So we're weird people. Now this, again, is if we don't want to stress the word we're, and it becomes we're weird people, we're weird people, instead of we are weird people. Okay, now then, let's try a sentence with most of what we've learned today. We're wondering where the weird people were going. We're wondering, so we're wondering where the weird people were. So we're not saying were, we're saying w, because we can relax it, turn it into a function word. Were going. We're wondering where the weird people were going. Now some of these sounds might be new to you. You might not sound exactly like me right now. So listen to the lesson again, practice again, try again, and make it your goal that you can pronounce that final sentence the same as me at the end of your practice today. We're wondering where the weird people were going. Now remember, it's my full-time job. I am a British pronunciation coach. I help with accent reduction and improving people's accents, whether it's trying to achieve a more British accent or whether you're just trying to sound clearer. So if you'd like, you can join my British pronunciation course with the link in the description below. It includes video lessons, downloadable practice files, and of course, you can contact me on WhatsApp or WeChat whenever you want with voice messages, questions, and I can give you my detailed feedback by voice. So, looking forward to meeting those of you who join the course. The rest of you, please leave a comment. Let me know if you found this lesson useful, and let me know what you'd like me to make in the future. Give me a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.